I became confident without having great genetics, without being very tall, without having a muscular physique in the beginning, without having a natural born charisma. It's just something that I've had to build step by step, brick by brick. And I've been able to build confidence in many areas of my life, starting with fitness, going to finances and business, to relationships. So I've seen quite a lot when it comes to confidence. I've also, for the last 8 years, I've been helping people develop their confidence while speaking. And I think that I've been able to notice some patterns in the way people who are confident behave and people who are not confident behave. Now, today I will share with you the exact formula that you can apply to anything to become confident. To any area, because confidence, there is like a general idea of confidence because you can be a confident person, but there is also domain specific confidence, right? Whether you're confident about this area or that area. Someone who's confident in cooking might not be confident in business, right? So we're going to cover general confidence and domain specific confidence as well. So when I was younger, let's say this is the first stage of my life, 0 to 12, I used to be very plump. I would be a little bit overweight. And there wasn't anything special about me. So I wasn't a kid that played sports. I was the kid who was always like in the back of the class in PE. You know, this like smaller kid jogging at the end, just trying to get by. I've had some martial arts classes, but it never really was something that I applied myself to long term. So there were just some small experiences. So I never did sport, and I think that this is something that I've noticed as well, where my friends who did sports when they were younger, they just had this thing, man. They just were more confident, and I didn't have that, and I didn't understand at the time. Like, why is this guy so confident in his abilities, and I am not? Now I know why, but back then I didn't. And the reason is they were just like trying. They were encountering challenges. They were testing themselves on the battlefield, right? Playing a football match, playing a basketball match, and I wasn't. Because the thing was, when I was younger, my life revolved around two activities. First was playing video games, so I was a gamer, and second was eating, right? So like a perfect combination for a setup, right? So I would play video games and I would eat to just sort of feel happy or feel satisfied. This was my idea of fun mostly. And I think that this might be interesting for you, but like I see the ambition that I had for video games, the drive that I had for video games, manifest in my life right now. And because in video games you're just like playing levels, right? You're upgrading your character, you are getting new equipment, you are becoming better, and you're trying to maximize certain things. And I've realized recently that this is exactly what I've been doing with my life. I've just transferred what I was doing as a kid, which was playing a video game and like upgrading my character and beating all the levels, to normal life. And right now I'm upgrading my character in real life, right? I'm building muscle. I am growing my income. I am becoming better at the certain skills like speaking, like recording, and so on. So a very funny connection there. But so this was my start, and I also wasn't a tall kid. I wasn't someone who was really good looking naturally, so there were no special features about me when I was younger. And actually, I think that they were like quite negative. But you could say I'm like middle of distribution. I didn't have terrible genetics. I didn't have any diseases. I didn't have scars or things like that. But I also wasn't the like high distribution where people have like great genes and they are able to do all of that stuff. So I didn't have great genetics. I was like middle distribution, normal kid, right? Totally. And then I think that the second stage of my life was from around, let's say, age of 12 to 15. This is what I wrote down. And here there was this thing because like my love when I was younger for video games and for food, unfortunately, or well, what do you expect? Caused me to be obese, caused me to have like I had asthma, I had troubles breathing, I had different allergies, I had back pain and all of that. So the trajectory, even though I was just in the beginning, I should be going up, like it was going down, right? And idea that I think people had of me at the time was someone that is not going to do anything like spectacular in life, because you're just like sitting, you're playing video games, you're eating, and there's no nothing positive that you are doing to build your future. The main point here was that I was trying to fit in. I was trying to be liked. So even though I played video games a lot, I still tried to have some friends and go out. And I had friends. I went out, and I tried to be the cool guy, right? So because I didn't have the appearance, I tried to like be the funny person, or tried to be the cool person, right? Have, I don't know, cool this or cool that, cool shoes, right? Cool shirt. I would wear like a weird shirt that would make me look cool, or something like that, where it would be a little bit different, right? I tried to sort of just adapt to the situation. I think that a little bit here I started growing personally. I started growing when it comes to how I spend time with people. My social skills were also a bit upgrading. Now with this came a moment with so meeting friends, right? We're in this like puberty, 14, 15. And I remember there was my first broken heart, right? You fall in love with a girl when you're young. You you want to, and you don't understand how this works at all. So you're just like, I love you, I want to be with you, and so on. And I remember how she obviously rejected me, and there wasn't much that I could have done about it, but it hurt me a lot. I actually thought that it's going to be much easier, right? But so this was my first rejection, but I took it on the chin, like champ, right? And I kept going, I kept trying. But I felt this sense of not feeling worthy, of not feeling attractive, of not feeling like someone who likes to be in their own skin. Like, so there was this little voice that was there, but I tried to like numb it out, just zone it out with video games, zone it out with bad habits, with food, fast food, and yeah, just silence that, right? Because this part of me didn't want to change; it wanted to stay the same. And yeah, the truth is, I wasn't confident, I wasn't attractive, I was very needy. And I've had a second time I fell in love in someone, and this like I remember everyone around me was laughing at me. Everyone was laughing that I was in love with this girl, and this girl didn't like me back clearly, to which I didn't want to acknowledge at the time because I wanted her to like me. But everyone around me saw that, and I became the joke, right? So this chapter was like broken heart because of lack of confidence and because of lack of attractiveness, because they go hand in hand. And I remember after that second heartbreak, I just spiraled into gaming and into eating junk food. So I stopped going out as much because I felt like I wanted to hide after, especially that period of people laughing at me and becoming a joke, because I felt I was friend zoned by this girl, and I just stepped back from social life a little bit. I stepped back and I said, well, right, so let's just play video games, right? Video games are not going to laugh at me. They are not going to reject me. They are not going to make me feel bad, I guess, in a way. And there's the first, I think, and the most important event. So the third phase of my life, let's say this is like 15 to 19, and there are two things that happened here. And I call these two fuck this events because these two events caused me to say just, oh my god, fuck this, man. I don't want this to be my life. I don't want to end up like that. And I'm going to do everything in my power to just change something. And the first fuck this FTE, fuck this event was Me working nights in a warehouse at 15 years old, and seeing the people around me, their behavior, the way they treated each other, the like weird games that they used to play, the smell of cigarettes, right? The cold in the warehouse. My hands would get very damaged from carrying stuff and so on. And I remember in this moment I said, "Oh God, if this is going to be my life, then I think that I don't want to be alive." No, and I just from that moment it like put this fear inside me that if this is how I'm going to end up, it's going to be just a nightmare. And I decided to make a change, to put a dent into this life, to try something else. So this is first FTE, and the second one was actually falling in love again, but this time falling in love for real, for real. Well, because before that it was like a little bit childish. Well, I don't want to say childish, but there was no connection. Now this time I actually found someone who I was really drawn into, who was this magnetic person, and who had a lot of the qualities that I didn't have, and I think that's why I admired them. They were like self-reliant, independent, strong, and just self-assured, I guess. Because I wasn't. I was just looking for validation outside constantly. And this person, this girl, she wasn't. She was just very self satisfied. She didn't need other people. She didn't need approval of other people. And I thought that this is what drawn her to me. Obviously, she was great looking, but I think that this, like, there were a lot of good looking girls, right? But this element of character, I think, was something that I admired deeply. And so this was the second. She obviously didn't want to have anything to do with me at this time. I made my feelings clear, and girls understand this very well, right? They know when they are adored or when they are loved by someone very, very quickly, I think. But like she was just pushing me away, right? And that like I almost got friend zoned here. Again, I think I got friend zoned for a moment, but what happened was actually quite interesting. So I have these two FTEs, right? Fuck this events, and I decide, all right, time to do something, because time to make a dent, time to change, right? Testosterone is high, puberty is kicking in, my hormones are all going, and I started with fitness. I started with losing weight. And I just went into this complete dummy mode. Like I had zero IQ, so what I did was not like people do like crazy diets like keto, intermittent fasting, paleo, or like whatever diets. I just went, I'm not going to eat breakfast. Like I'm not going to eat anything in the morning, and I'm not going to eat anything in the evening. I would just eat dinner. That's it. This was my magical weight loss strategy, right? But I had a really hard hard discipline, strong motivation. But the thing is, it actually works. And I go from someone who's really obese to, so like I start dropping the weight. My face changes, my whole body just transforms. I'm not working out yet, so it was just I was like losing weight. So I started losing weight. Bam. Of course, I'm living at this time constantly. I'm in touch with this girl, right? But she doesn't want to like be with me or anything like that. And then I lose weight. I become really slim, like to the point where I was anorexic. I have veins all over my body, and oh, just get me. Mm-hmm. So I become very anorexic, and after that I start like, all right, okay, I can't be, because if I was obese, I'm not attractive, but I'm really slim, I'm also not attractive. So time to start working out, and I start home workouts. I'm like doing push-ups at home. I'm just doing like bicep curls, lateral raises. I'm learning about working out for the first time ever in my life. I mean, I'm learning about diet. I'm learning about protein, right? And I'm just like in the zone, right, where I'm growing. And this is where I actually first started experiencing confidence. This is where I first started to feel like, hey, I can do this. I'm a valuable person, right? There is a lesson for you there, because I think confidence starts from your fitness, right? So my body starts changing. I start getting more muscle. I start making progress. I start challenging myself on a weekly basis. And what happens is after that, I finally go to the gym, because I think at this time I was already days where I was able to go to the gym. That's like a whole another story. I'll tell you this sometime because it was a funny one. My first years or like first year at the gym was a wonderful experience. But yeah, I go to the gym. I start going to the gym regularly. It's something that feels right in my lap, right? It's a challenge. It's something new. I'm growing. I'm hanging out. I'm going out more. So I went through this, like, I was going out, broken heart, stopped going out. And then I started going out again. Like, we exited the pit, right? The bottom, and then we're going up again. And I started going out, and this is where I first started becoming a little bit attractive. This is where I first started to notice that, like, girls started to like the way I looked. I started to like the way I looked, which was more important. And at this point, I let go in my mind of the idea of pursuing this girl that I was in love with at the time. So I let it go. I'm like, doesn't matter. I'm not going to pursue this anymore. I think that this is over. And I started going out with other girls at the time, right? And they like me and I like them. So it's nice. And what do you know? This girl who I was in love with originally decides that she wants to be my girlfriend. So, like, I actually accomplished, yeah, first success. Let's go, man. Clapping my hands for you right now. You did it. You accomplished this. But this is a true story. So I actually started going out with different girls, and she immediately, like, her behavior towards me changes, I guess, or something like that. And she decides that hey, maybe we could try being together, right? So this was the first time where I experienced this. Like, I built my confidence in a specific domain, which was lifting, gaining muscle, bodybuilding, and then, like, this transferred into general confidence of me feeling better in all other areas, right? So this is the first one for you. So I would start with your fitness. I would take care of how your body looks like. This domain specific confidence in this one area will give you confidence that is going to be general, right? And this is how I first attained, like, that first spark of confidence. I still wasn't the most confident guy in the world, don't get me wrong. Like, I still was, like, a little bit anxious. I was afraid to call people, right? And so on. But I was still a little bit better than I was in the beginning. Now, in the same phase, there is a second problem that happens. And the second problem that I want to tackle is related to the second FTE, right? To the second this event, which was working nights in a warehouse. And I'm like, oh Jesus, I have no money. I have no money, and like, I have no skills. I have no knowledge. I'm going through financial stress with my mom and so on. And I think that there is a lot of pressure that's being put on me, on my shoulders, on my young shoulders, right? And I'm working in this warehouse, and I make a decision. And the decision is, all right, this is not going to be my life. I'm so scared that this is going to be my life, that I need to do something. And I remember I watched this video. I find this by accident, complete accident. I find this video from Ty Lopez, and he says knowledge. He shows his Ferrari, and he shows his books, and he talks about reading. So I'm like, okay, time to start reading. And I, like, get on this crazy hardcore reading schedule. Actually, I was reading 3 times a day. I was reading mornings, 1 hour, afternoons, 1 hour, evening, 1 hour. Bam! I would just fall asleep, but I would get it done, right? And I remember how proud of myself I felt, right? Because the truth is, like, all the money will come from you having more knowledge than other people, right? And being able to implement that knowledge in a domain, and I learned about business, I learned about services, and I tried to actually productize my first skill. I was really good in English. I was really good at speaking in English. So I said, well, maybe I can teach people English. And what do you know? That's what I did. That's how I started earning my income at first, right? And I became really good at it. And this like domain specific confidence, because I became better at earning money, translated into general confidence again, right? So I was building these specific domains. I was focusing on this one aspect, but it had a carryover to my general confidence, to how confident I was as a person in general, to the point where I teach English, I'm earning some money, and I go, can I make more money? Can I start making money online? This is another idea that I had. So at this point, I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend who didn't want to be with me in the beginning. A second time, I had sometimes, right? I remember I'm like, let's try to make some money online, and I actually start an e-commerce store. I start a store where I would sell gym clothes for girls at like 16, 17, I don't remember exactly, and this is something that I'm also proud of. And I was able to make money online actually from this business. I had like weekends where I made more than I think adults made, and I was so proud of myself for that. And this also gave me this boost of I was thinking that I can make things happen, that I'm someone who can impact my environment, who can change the way my environment is, right? So I like another boost. I become even more confident from that. And at this time, I was absolutely obsessed with making it, with being successful, because I had the fear of ending up like my father. I didn't want to be like this person who was like sociopathic, evil, and psychopathic. And I just had to push through, because I knew that if I'm going to become like him, then I would rather not be alive than become a person like that, right? This was my thinking at the time, and I started. I had success in teaching English, so now I'm like, you can see how there is this like natural progression, right? Like starts losing weight, goes to the gym, builds the muscle, gets the girlfriend, starts learning, starts teaching, making first business, second business. Then after that, I go into my I was making okay amount of money. I think I was making like an amount of money that was average salary in my country at this time, or something like that, or about. But like this was, I was in high school, I was a kid, right? And I was able to do this. But I go, all right, I want to start something bigger. I want to start something real. So, and I remember at this time the trend was social media marketing agency. So I decided, okay, I'm going to file for like, I will register my business legally, and I will have a company, and it will be a social media marketing agency, a company. And I start this, and it fails miserably, mainly because I wasn't confident enough, I think. No, well, not that I wasn't confident enough, but I think that like I didn't have the skills, and I didn't have enough confidence to build the skills. Okay, so this is the cycle that happened, because I didn't have the skills, I had to build them, but I didn't have enough self-belief to actually build them and to pursue them yet. Important caveat. So I come back to the drawing board. I come back to like, I fail. I think I went 6 months in business. I lose 16,000 zlotych or something like that. 16,000 zlotych is like, well, $4,000. Not huge, but quite big. I lost all my savings, almost everything. And then I come back to the drawing and say, all right, so maybe it's time to reorient. And I had this thing that was going great. I had this like English stuff that was going amazing, right? And it was like no effort. It was like naturally coming to me. And I go all in on this, and I make huge progress in this. I maximize this. I become a master, this is the point where I was actually making more than the average salary in my country, because I even wrote it down here. And this also gave me a lot of confidence because I felt like I'm moving towards my goals, I'm moving towards my dreams, I'm moving towards my financial freedom, I'm moving towards my personal freedom, I'm moving towards the relationship that I want. Now, next key moment, I think that like all that confidence that I built through these events helped me to make the next decision. And the next decision I call the stick or twist moment of my life. Stick or twist from First Man, the YouTuber, he talked about it. Stick or twist, stick means like stay and twist means change, right? So it's a moment of like sticking with something and keep doing it, keep grinding, keep becoming better, or twisting or changing, right? And this choice it came when I was 19. What about that one? So this is the next, like 19 to 21. 19, I'm finishing my high school, and everybody expects me to go to university, right? Everybody's, well, what are you going to study? What are you going to do? And so on. And I remember all this pressure from the outside world. You need to go to university, you need to study, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I remember I decided to say, no, man, just gonna do me. I'm not going to listen to all those voices. I'm not going to listen to all you guys who are miserable, who are just like working a job that you hate and that like hate your life, because this, like, most people hate their life. I'm going to try my own thing. And this was a great, unbelievably great decision for me. Now it had its consequences. So at this point, I make this decision. I start my second company, which was second official company, not my second business. And then I just focus. I go all in again, and it's ruthless. It's ruthless work. It's like 7 days a week, 10 to 12 hours, just going and grinding at it, keeping my nose to the grindstone, staying focused, staying disciplined, building for the future me, and being able to like slowly develop that. Now, but here, I think that this decision actually hit my confidence, because all that happened before was like warm up. It was like pre-game, pre-season, right? And then like this moment starts, and like my all the confidence that I had like has to be rebuilt. I like crash it because there's a change. I go from a teenager to an adult. So the confidence that I had as a teenager doesn't really apply anymore. I have to build adult confidence, right? But slowly, I keep my nose to the grindstone, and I set myself up for this wonderful future. And I think that here the also a key component was on general confidence. I was talking to people so much. I was having so many conversations with customers that like my ability to have conversations just went through the roof. I became charismatic. I became well-spoken, articulate, and all of that. And I think that here I've been able to transfer that skill into general confidence in adult life. And obviously, all of those things, as you can see, like even now thinking about them, one thing builds to the next thing. But the way you build confidence is you decide what the element is that you want to improve in your life. You don't need to make a perfect decision. I always think about 4 pillars, right? Health, wealth, love, happiness. So think about which one is the worst one for you, which one you would like to improve. And that's where you can focus for now. And just improving one of those will make it so much easier to improve the next ones, right? I improved my fitness first, then improved my love because I got the girlfriend, and then like this enabled me to have the confidence and the ambition to go start earning money and improving my financial situation. Then I like it all led to happiness. Now that the last stage, right now I am I think one of the most confident people that I know. I'm really independent when it comes to my decisions, my thoughts, the things I can do, right? And can be a rock for the people around me, and a rock for myself, someone that I can depend on, someone that I can count on when a time of doubt, a time of crisis comes. And right now, all of these things that I've learned, what have they led? Well, they led to me developing my local business, to growing it, right? And it's still growing, and like every month it's hitting new highs, and I'm learning new things, and I'm like becoming even better in this. It led to this. It led to me being able to create content for you. It led to me being able to do this mission that I have of helping non-native English speakers achieve personal freedom, and build a life without limits. This is what I am here for. I am here to help non-native English speakers build personal freedom and a life without limits. Okay, and if you want to build personal freedom and a life without limits, this channel is exactly for you. It's all the advice I needed to hear when I was building my personal freedom and my life without limits. And this is through content, this is through media, this is through products, right? And I think that it's such a beautiful journey that I've been able to be on. And I think that for you, look at my journey, look at the point where you are at right now, learn the lessons, apply the lessons, and don't let people tell you that confidence is something that is inherited or that you're just born with, because it's just false. Confidence is built. Confidence is not given. It's not like a feeling. It's just like having, this is what Alex Hormozy says, having a stack of undeniable proof that you say that you are who you say you are, right? You have just like a stack of papers. Right now I have a stack of papers. They can look at like, oh, this is what I did. This is the type of person that I am. And there is no magical things. It's not like shouting affirmations at myself. I love affirmations, but me being able to look at those papers, like these are my achievements. This is like the business that I've been able to build. This is the body that I've been able to build. This is the life that I've been able to build, investment portfolio, and all of those things. It just makes me so much more likely to attempt hard things, to attempt the missions that I have to attempt. So this is my story on how I became confident without great genetics. And if this has been helpful for you, subscribe and come back for more. I will provide the best advice for you to build personal freedom and live a life without limits. See you in the next one.